The Auto Union Type 52 is one of Ferdinand Porsche's most extraordinary designs, conceived in the shadow of major contracts awarded just before the outbreak of World War II. At the time, Porsche was simultaneously working on Grand Prix cars for Auto Union, the later Volkswagen Beetle, and a record-breaking Mercedes-Benz with over 3,000 horsepower. It was amidst this creative chaos that the idea for a road-going sports car based on the Auto Union racing car was born. Thus, the vision of the futuristic three-seat Type 52 coupe was born. Auto Union's racing machines were distinguished by their revolutionary mid-engine layout, positioned ahead of the rear axle. Supercharged V16 engines later developed up to 560 horsepower. When the Type 52 was being designed, it was planned to utilize the earlier 4.4-liter V16 variant, later enlarged to 5.0 liters. The car was to retain many elements of the Grand Prix machines: its streamlined silhouette, independent suspension, and a pure racing design, designed for minimal road use. One of the most original features of the Type 52 was its cabin layout. The driver sat centrally, with two passenger seats flanking and slightly rearward, creating a layout similar to that popularized decades later by the McLaren F1. The entire package was wrapped in a body inspired by Auto Union's record-breaking racing cars, long, low, and streamlined, with a focus on high-speed stability. The design was intended to combine the aggression of racing machines with the practicality of a sports car. The supercharged 32-valve V16 engine was tuned for everyday use, reducing power from 295 horsepower to around 200 horsepower. A massive 436 Newton-meters of torque, available from just 2,250 RPM, made the Type 52 incredibly responsive. 8 Solex carburetors fed the powerful engine in a Grand Prix-style manner, while a 5-speed gearbox with a 3-plate clutch was positioned behind the rear axle. Performance was impressive: 100 kilometers per hour or 62 miles per hour in less than 9 seconds, and a top speed of over 200 kilometers per hour, 124 miles, unattainable for cars of the early 1930s. Porsche's workshop produced only 2 Type 52 prototypes, but Auto Union showed no interest in series production. The design was deemed too extravagant and incompatible with the brand's current needs, focused on dominating Grand Prix racing. The prototypes were lost during the war, and only fragmentary documentation survives today, mostly technical sketches, with no photos of the completed cars. The Type 52 remained a legend for years, with no physical proof. It was Audi tradition that decided to revive the project. In 2024, a complete Type 52 was built from scratch, based on preserved documentation and historical reconstruction. This was a painstaking process, requiring the replication of numerous technical and stylistic solutions. The newly created example became not only a tribute to Ferdinand Porsche, but also the materialization of one of the most intriguing lost projects of pre-war German motoring. The recreated Type 52 did not use the planned 4.4 to 5.0 V16 engine. Instead, the car featured a newer, over 6-liter unit derived from the Type C racing car. Thanks to a supercharger, it develops a whopping 520 horsepower at 4,500 RPM, more than 2.5 times more than the original design from 1934. The engine runs on a period-correct mixture of 50% methanol, 40% unleaded gasoline, and 10% toluene. The Type 52 restoration wasn't just a static display. Audi presented the car dynamically at the Goodwood Festival of Speed in July 2024. There, for the first time in nearly 90 years, the public could see how Porsche's design might have driven had it gone into production. The response was enthusiastic. The car stood out not only for its appearance, but also for the powerful, orchestral sound of its 16-cylinder engine. Behind the wheel of the recreated Type 52 sat distinguished drivers with ties to the history of motorsport. 73-year-old Hans-Joachim Stuck, son of Hans Stuck, the legendary auto union driver of the 1930s, had the honor of driving the car first at Goodwood. He was accompanied by Tom Christensen, 9-time winner of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Stuck emphasized the car's impressive sound, appearance, and power, calling it a true work of genius. Thanks to the efforts of Audi, the tradition Type 52 has been given a second life, becoming a living monument to the engineering prowess of the 1930s. A project that existed only on paper for decades has now materialized as a fully functional vehicle, demonstrating how Porsche's advanced vision might have been shared with the world had it not been for the turmoil of war. Today, the Type 52 is not just a reconstruction, but a symbol of the ambitions of an era when technology and racing dreams developed faster than reality could accommodate them.